Welcome to this episode of the Harpreet Singh Show. ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਮੁਲਾਕਾਤ ਕਰਵਾਉਣ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਡੇਵਿਡ ਸੁਜ਼ੂਕੀ ਫਾਊਂਡੇਸ਼ਨ ਤੋਂ ਆਏ ਹੋਏ ਸਾਡੇ ਮਹਿਮਾਨ ਹਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਜੋਹਲ ਨਾਲ। ਵਿੰਟਰ ਸੀਜ਼ਨ ਇਸ ਸਮੇਂ ਜੋ ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਖਾਸ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ ਇਸ ਫੈਸਟੀਵਲ ਸੀਜ਼ਨ ਵਿੱਚ ਕ੍ਰਿਸਮਸ ਅਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਨਵੇਂ ਸਾਲ ਦੀ ਉਮੀਦ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਕੋਈ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਇੱਕ ਫੈਸਟਿਵ ਮੂਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈ ਅਤੇ ਖਾਸ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ ਇਸ ਸਮੇਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਦੂਸਰੇ ਨੂੰ ਗਿਫਟਸ ਦੇਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਦੂਸਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਂਝ ਪਾਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। आओ इसी संबंध में कुछ जानकारी लेने कि डेविड सुजुकी फाउंडेशन वालों किस तरीके नाल ये जिहड़ा फेस्टिव सीजन है इसनूं मनाउण दे लई ये कोशिशां कर रहे हैं ते किस तरीके नाल असीं भी इसदा अंग बन सकते हैं। जी आनो वेलकम टू द प्रोग्राम।
थैंक यू फॉर हैविंग मी।
सो हरप्रीत सब तो पहला तो गलबात करिए कि थोड़ी जी फाउंडेशन वालों जिहड़ा ये फेस्टिव सीजन होंदा है तुसीं ये बहुत सारे प्रॉप्स लैके आए हो मैं देख रहा तां सैलीब्रेशन का टाइम होंदा है हर एक कोई एक दूसरे को गिफ्ट्स देना चाहता है पर कई बारी की होंदा है कि ना होंदे हुए भी साढ़े कोल पैसे असी वध खर्च लेने हैं एंड देन लेटर ऑन वी मेनी टाइम्स रिपेंट ऑल्सो सो की सजेशंस होणगियां तुहाडी?
The first thing is you should buy less.
Okay.
Only buy what you need.
Right.
We have a tendency to overbuy. You go to any of these stores, people are hauling all these extra Christmas decorations and presents. You don't need all of that stuff.
Right.
One great idea is you could do a Secret Santa program. So with your family, draw names and just buy for one person instead of 15 or 20.
Okay.
And there's a great program online called Elfster. So you can actually register and they do everything for you.
Right.
What else you can do is make homemade gifts rather than buying anything. I think when you go look back at your childhood memories, I don't really remember, oh, my mom gave me this big Barbie doll house or whatever. I remember, you know, making cookies with my mom or going to the zoo or having those experiences. So I don't think we put enough value on that. And the funny thing is, you know, the amount of time you take looking for somebody to buy them a present is the same amount of time you could, you know, to bake them some cookies or give them a massage or give your parents coupons and do chores around the house. I think parents would really appreciate that.
That's very right, absolutely, and the value of that particular thing is much more.
Yeah.
So before we go forward and let's talk about what all is being done by the foundation and what recommendations are there. How about yourself? How are you going to celebrate this Christmas season?
I'm actually going to go home for Christmas.
Okay.
So I live in the Okanagan, and so I'm going to go home and spend some time with my brother and sisters and, you know, get reunited with family because that's what really Christmas season is about, spending time with family.
Right. Yeah. And very rightly said, and especially in our South Asian families, this Christmas season is more of time spending with the family rather than a religious celebration. Yeah. So ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਦੱਸੋ ਕਿ South Asians ਨੂੰ ਕਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ how can they spend better time with their families?
So that actually goes back to the gift question that we had. So one thing you can do is actually, rather than buying people things, take them for experiences.
Right.
And those things aren't that bad for the environment either because they're an experience that you're joining in together.
Right.
So I think those type of things are...
Oh, that's wonderful. And of course, spend some quality time with their children sitting at home. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Okay, but still, if the children are insisting on getting the toys, what kind of sustainable toys can someone get from the market?
I think the two things you should look for, one is packaging. All that plastic and cardboard is all going to go to waste.
Absolutely.
Right? And the other thing is get things that don't require batteries. I think parents have this idea that, and children, that these are the type of toys you want are with the batteries, but studies have actually shown that things like, you know, like playing with wooden blocks.
Oh, yeah.
So when you're putting these things together, you actually have to have, you're using your critical and analytical skills of how to put these things together.
Right.
And I think there's a recent study that came out that said young children, like even babies, tend to play with things like this more than they do the battery-powered
Very
things.
true, yeah.
You know, this is a really great gift. So this is a Christmas tree advent calendar.
Okay.
And you can get this, I think, from Chapters. And all these little felt pens, stickers, the kids can play around with them and put them where they want.
Right.
And so rather than those big cardboard advent calendars to countdown to Christmas.
Well, that's good. As you very rightly said, you know, apart from the critical analysis, you know, they use their hands and use their imagination also to work on these things.
And actually, a colleague of mine gave me this, and what she does with her kids is, for each one, she puts a special message in there, and she makes homemade chocolate. So let's say the kid opens this one up, and it'll have a message saying, "Say something nice to your brother today."
Wonderful. Yeah.
Or go to a homeless shelter and
help someone.
Absolutely. So you really are creating this the right values, you're
That's
instilling
right.
them into your
And
children.
I also find these small cups of tea and all that,
Yes.
which I remember in India when we were small, we used to get those plastic ones and play with those.
Yeah, so this is a great gift, boys or girls.
Uh-huh.
You can have a tea set,
Okay.
and these are, you know, ceramic. They're going to last forever.
Right.
And with like, what's really great about them, you can actually bake cookies together,
Okay.
have them with your kids. You can make your cha, have
Right.
them with your kids, and then you can teach them manners, their please and thank yous. So that way, at least if they're not good at home, when you
Mm-hmm. Right.
take them to somebody else's house,
Right.
they'll know what to say.
Absolutely.
And another
And-
thing
yeah.
you could do is this will, you know, a baseball glove and,
Right. And a ball.
Rather than buying a new one, if you have an older brother or cousin, hand it down to your younger siblings.
Right.
And the great thing is you can say, you know, I played this game with it and this is what this glove gave me. So you're passing on your wisdom and your
Very
memories
true.
as well.
Oh, that's a very good idea.
is-
So that, you know, it's not a second-hand thing, but you're adding value to it. Your
Yeah.
own emotions are being added, and that adds impetus to what you're giving.
And with this one, you're physically active as well, right? So
Absolutely.
you're not sitting in front of a computer. So I think
Right.
the parents, when you're getting your children things, think how can that help them, you know, with their critical learning, their
Right.
polite manners and physical activity as well.
Great. So apart from the gifts giving to your
Yeah.
own ones, there's also this time particularly we want to give back to the community also.
Yes.
So what would be your recommendation regarding what can be given and how you should involve yourself?
See, actually, a study came out recently
Mm-hmm.
saying that when you give to charity, your body actually reduces stress.
Right.
You actually produce less cortisol, which is quite amazing.
That's
So,
right.
and so you know the saying, it's better to give than to receive,
Oh,
is
yeah.
actually true.
Right.
Studies show that your body reacts to it, and it also gives you a sense of making a difference. So, so it's good for your mental health, just giving back.
Right.
A colleague of mine told me that there's an organization called Kiva, which is
Okay.
a micro lending organization. I thought this was remarkable. Register to lend money
Okay.
to an individual in a developing or developed country, and I think it starts at about $25.
Okay.
You can choose the person who you want to donate to and look at their business plan or project, what they want to do,
Right.
and watch how they progress.
Okay.
And you don't get your any interest on it.
It's a
upfront.
help to that particular individual.
And you get to watch it, and then if you want, let's say I was going to give you a gift card to do it, you can go online and pick who you want to, you
Okay.
know, help money around the world. So
Right.
it's just, I thought that was a very cool concept.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful. And towards the end, because you're emphasizing your organization and you also always emphasize upon sustainability. And as you very rightly said, during the Christmas season, the packaging and everything else,
Yes.
tons and tons of paper is wasted. So we should take the initiative and try to cut that down as much as possible. Even when you're giving a gift to someone, instead of just packing it up, just give it as it is, even if you're not
Exactly.
buying these things, so that you are doing your part. So towards the
Exactly.
end, what would be your message?
You know, I would say you vote with your dollar. So spend your money on environmentally and socially conscious items.
Right.
If for more tips and how to make your Christmas more sustainable, you can check out our Queen of Green. She gives living sustainability tips at davidsuzuki.org.
Wonderful. Thank
And,
you very much for your time.
Thank you, and Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much, and Merry Christmas to you also. And keep on continuing this good work, because we require at this kind of time, you know, जो खास तौर ते इस season दे विच असी overspending भी कर दिने आ ते बहुत ज़्यादा असी waste भी करने आ. We understand that we have to preserve the things. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.